Make sure I get a few more in. All right. So welcome everyone. I look forward to this every week, as I know you guys do as well. We have Dr. Ona Love Brown with us tonight. And so we are going to hand it over to her in just a second. But I did want to say thank you to all of you. A lot of gratitude in my heart tonight, and in Rodney, Ashley's, and Scott's, and our entire staff. We're seeing incredible amounts of sales come in, lots of excited people getting back on Zenith. We know there's some of you still waiting on your packages. I can promise you, we've shipped out over 115,000 units as of this morning, and so more thousands more went out today. And we are looking to be done with that hopefully by end of week. So we're right on target for that 10 business day shipping time frame that we gave you. It was not an easy task, but nothing really worthy in life is. So we're excited about all that's happening on social media. Those of you who are already reaching out saying that you've been on a few days and you're dropping some pounds and feeling good on the Zenith 2.0. And it's the perfect story that we're going to be able to share down the road of how we're going to look back and say sometimes the big storms come, they teach us to push through, persevere, so we can get to the good stuff. And this is the moment that I've been waiting for as well. So thank you, Dr. Ona, for being here. Can't wait to hear what our topic is tonight, but I just wanted to make sure I welcome everyone and just said thank you from the bottom of my heart for believing in us, and for seeing that we truly want this to be one of the most magical experiences you can have in the space of direct selling. And although nothing's perfect, we're working hard to really demonstrate who we are and what it is you've joined, which is not just a company and a product line. So with that said, I will hand it over to my friend and business partner, Dr. Ona Love Brown.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Danielle. You're amazing. And we love you. We're rooting for you. And just thank you for being the powerful visionary that you are. You and Ashley are just amazing, and I'm grateful to know you. And so when we look at this thing called life, oftentimes we get blessed with different special lights that just come into our life and light up our life. And we should never take that for granted. And so you are that for us. So on behalf of everyone that's on tonight, we just want to say thank you. All right, so tonight we're going to talk about detoxing your life. That's right, detox your life. And this is something that we all know is very important. We understand that oftentimes in our lives, we get to a point where we think about the fact that if we're not in a mindset of what are some things in my life that need to be purged, that need to be released, that get to be released, what are some things in my life that I may just need to start to do differently in a dramatic way. And so I don't know how many of you have ever fasted. I don't know how many of you have ever been in a situation. Anyone that's ever fasted, let me know. I actually can't see the comments for some reason, the way the screen is. So, but anyone out there that's been fasting, you know that it's not easy to do. I see a yes from Claudette, okay? I see a yes from Sonia. So Claudette says, I'm the queen of fasting. So fasting is very important and very powerful. And it's oftentimes, it helps us to get to another place within ourselves when we get to this mindset of saying, hey, it's time to detox. Sometimes you just know in your heart, in your spirit, in your mind, you know when it's time. And so if you know it's time for you to detox, then just say, okay, yeah, I know it's time. I know it's time, right? And so what are some ways that we can begin to identify the areas of our lives that need to detox? There's different areas. And so the first thing that comes to mind, of course, is the food, right? Because we are eating things that we know we should not eat. We're eating things that are fried. Okay, someone said, Dewan, she's actually detoxing now. I love it. So we're eating things that are fried and dyed and laid to the side. We're taking on so much stuff that in our foods that we don't need to be eating. We're stopping at the different fast food places, and we're doing the processed food, and we're not really giving life to the cells. And so we know it's something when we get to that place of fasting. I remember one time I did a 21-day fast, And it was really a challenge for me. The first week, I could have sworn, I don't know, it could have been a mental thing, but I could have sworn I saw French fries in the air over my head after like the first 4 or 5 days of just fasting. And then I had a aroma. I could smell burgers. I was just smelling them and they were nowhere to be found. So it was like what I was going through. I think my body was in a place of saying, yes, we're going to do this purge. Yes, we're going to do this fast. Yes, we're going to cleanse and detox. But I was still thinking about things that I had no business thinking about, and wanting things and craving things that I had no business craving, considering the fact that I was supposed to be on this fast that I had committed to. And then after, I would say the second week, once I get to the second week, I started to get to a place where the cravings were not as strong. And I was enjoying the journey of being able to just get still and see how powerful my discipline was and how committed I was, and when you see yourself growing and developing in that way, it's a powerful thing to realize that oftentimes you haven't even challenged yourself in a way to get to know yourself in that way. And I think, I don't know who it was, but I've heard my dad talk about for years, an undisciplined life is an insane life, right? So if we want more success, if we want more power, if we want more ability to impact people's lives and to not just go into a room, but to enter a room and light the room up, one of the things that we're going to have to be willing to do is to identify the areas of our lives that we want to detox, like the food, and then take on that journey of doing that. Is that easy? No, it's much easier said than done, but there's so much value on the other side. There's so many insights, there's so many revelations, there's so many powerful results. So that's one area. The other area I would like to talk about in detoxing is the finances. So when you think about detoxing your finances, what is your relationship with your money like? How are you utilizing money, and how do you see money? Do you see money as a tool that can bless you and help you to bless others? Do you see it as something that you have the abundant mindset to be able to grow and to multiply and to make a difference in the world with? Do you see it as something that's allowing you to create a legacy for your children's children's children? Or do you see it as something that, oh, it's not really there when I need it, or as soon as I get it, it's like it's burning what do they say? It's burning a hole in your pocket, because you find ways to spend it as soon as it comes in, and you don't really value yourself or have enough self-worth for who you are to hold on to it, to look for guidance and direction from God on how to really invest wisely. Like, you're in this opportunity. This was a wise investment, and you're going to get to see the harvest and the multiply of your investment. And so this is something that you want to think about when it comes to your finances. Are there some things that I get to purge? Are there some habits with my finances that's no longer serving me? And so it's time to detox how I handle the funds that come into my life. Is it time for you to detox the way your relationship is with money? That's very important. And so I remember one time I was coaching this lady. She said, I have a mindset that the root of all money is evil. And I got that from my mother, and my mother got it from my grandmother. And we've never had any money in our family. And I said, okay, well, there are some things, some truth to that, because that's scriptural, but oftentimes people take things out of scripture, they take it out of context, and they don't bring the rest to it. And so we know that money is something beautiful when it's utilized correctly. There's a saying, money doesn't change you, it just makes you more of who you are. It's a magnifying glass. So if you don't have any class, you can have no class with money and be classless. You can be a selfish person that doesn't care about helping people. And even though you have money, you still won't be wealthy, because it will not show up as wealth. It will show up as someone who is a very challenged person, but basically has funds, but they're living a broke life. So I want you to think about your money right now. And I want you to think about how you're relating to it and how you can begin to shift your relationship with money. And if there's anything that you get to purge, if there are any ways or habits that you get to release and to get to, somebody said, John said, it's not, he said, capital, it is not the root of all evil, right? And so I believe, I agree with you, John. I've never seen money like that. I see money as a tool to do great things. And I'm grateful for the money that I've been blessed with. And so some of us get to change and shift our relationship with money so that we can get different results with that. And that takes us also to people, right? How are there people in your life that won't support you, that won't even listen to a beautiful opportunity like this, that won't even come and be there when you need them? Sometimes you just need someone to come and pray with you, or you need someone to come and break bread with you, or your heart is in need of companionship, or just to be able to share a priceless moment. And so these are people that oftentimes are there when they need you, but when you need them, you can't find them, or they're busy. And one of the sayings I love that I realized when I started becoming more selective about the people that I allowed around me or in my life is that I didn't want to have people around me that I would be willing to swim an ocean for who wouldn't jump a puddle for me. And I know you know what I'm talking about. There are people you have swam oceans. If you swam oceans for anyone, put swam oceans, or just put oceans in the comment. You have swam oceans for them, and they won't even jump a puddle for you. What I'm talking about. And so it's okay. There are some people that I remember hearing this thing about givers and takers. I said I wanted to be a giver because, the takers sometimes eat better, but the givers always sleep better. And so you just want to surround yourself with some givers, because those givers, they won't mind swimming that ocean for you. Those givers, they're going to root for you and celebrate who you are. They're going to find ways to support your vision. Even if they don't want to necessarily do it, they're going to say, I don't want to do it, but I know somebody who needs Zenith. I know somebody you should call. That's okay. But find a way to get people in your life that are a blessing to you and that can add to you, and you can add to them, and then you all are multiplying together. So this is what I want you to be aware of. There are some, and then you go, he said tidal waves. I love that. I think that's Forston. It said tidal waves. So get to that place where you're willing to release the people that are not serving you, and release the people. And I don't mean this in a negative way, and I don't want anyone to come and backlash on us about this. I'm not saying you become a cold person that cuts people off and ghosts people. No, there are certain people that are able and capable and powerful enough to be in the inner circles of your life, right? I mean, these people are in your life. You talk to them on a regular basis. You see them on a regular basis, but they may not be in a place where there's some people that don't get to be that close, that up close, that intimate, and they don't get to have access to you in that up close way. You don't have them at your bosom. You don't have them in your inner circle. You still can love them from a distance. You still can encourage them. You still can help them in certain ways, but there's a difference in where you get to be. Yes, thank you, Claudette. You know what I'm trying to say, protecting your peace, right? So there's a difference in where you get to be in my life. You don't get to have a starring role in the movie of my life, because in the movie of my life, I get to choose who gets the supporting roles, who might just be a background role. You might just be, what do they call those people that are in the background and they just kind of walk around, they don't really have lines. So you might just be one of those people, right? But I still have love for you, an extra. So thank you for that. So, okay, so we talked about people. Now, the other thing is emotions. What emotions do you perhaps get to detox, release, purge out of your life? Some of us have emotions that are not serving us. Some of us have this thing where we have we have feelings that you don't care about me, or feelings as if I don't value you, or all these are feelings. Sometimes you can have emotions, unresolved childhood trauma and drama that you bring into your adulthood, and it's not really serving you right now. And so you'll have someone that says, oh, well, I felt this way, or I was in my feelings, or, you know, this hurt my feelings, or you let me down when you said this, or when you did that. And maybe you didn't mean to do anything, but there are emotions that they're carrying that are not serving them, or serving their vision, or serving who they are and the leader that they are attempting to be or growing to be. So we want to make sure that we're conscious and aware. If there are some emotions that you know it's time for you to release, maybe you want to be open to that. Maybe you're, like someone just said, there's somebody's really sensitive. How many of you have been too sensitive before? How many of you have taken things personal that were not personal? Let's be very, honest and courageous right now. So if you're taking things personal on a regular basis that are not personal, thank you, Debbie, for raising your hand and being honest, then let's see how we can begin to grow beyond that. And let's not let that be the first thought or the first emotion. And how can we begin to think the best of others? You know, I have this thing when I call people and I reach out to them, I never go to, because I'm conscious about this and I shifted this once I saw how people treated me. They have this thing where they'll go to, oh, Ona doesn't want to talk to me if she doesn't answer my call, or she's not able to get right back to my text. But it's not Ona doesn't want to talk to you. It's that Ona's busy. It's that Ona's coaching. It's that Ona's speaking. It's that Ona has a demanding dad and a demanding mom and a big family that she loves on, and spiritual children that she's adopted. So it's like, Ona's got this big life. So in my mind, if you don't get right back to me, you know, the first thing I think is you must be out changing the world in a powerful way. And we need you to do that. So I know that you're going to get back to me in divine time. Let's see divine time in there. In the comments, divine time. So I don't have to take it into this emotional negative space. I don't have to make it this negative thing between you and I. And I'm thinking the best of you. And I've had to say that to people, just think the best of me and give me time to get back with you. And just know it will be in divine time. And know that as you're out making a difference and doing what you have to do in this world and living out your purpose, I'm out making a difference and living out my purpose. And if we continue to do that, the world will be better. That's a powerful saying. I said evil, I love for years, and I forget who says it, but evil prevails when good men and women do nothing. So on this call, we have a bunch of good men and women who are making a difference, who are uplifting people, who are touching lives and being the light in the world that the world needs. And so let's just give each other grace. Let's just come from a powerful, positive space, and let's manage our emotions and purge the toxic emotions that are no longer serving us so that we can show up as the powerful leaders that we're designed to be. And so if there's something that's unresolved between you and someone else, release it and let it go. Why? Because it's not serving you. And the lighter your load gets, the greater your impact can be. The lighter your load gets, the greater your impact can be. So let's be graceful with one another, okay? All right, the next thing is thoughts. All right, we know we get somewhere between, according to psychologists, I think it's 40 to 70,000 thoughts a day. We cannot control which thoughts come into our mind. However, we can actually control which thoughts we choose to dwell on. So I want you to think in terms of thoughts that are showing up on a reoccurring basis in your mind that are not serving you. Thoughts that you have that are limiting thoughts, that are fearful thoughts, thoughts of anxiety, thoughts of stress, thoughts of fear, thoughts of resentment, whatever thoughts you have that are no longer serving you, how can you begin to release those thoughts and let them go? Some of you have thoughts of guilt, where you're holding yourself hostage for things that you did years ago. And you know, if you could have done better, you would have done better. You know, if you had known better, you would have done better. So why are you holding yourself hostage to things that you've done in the past, mistakes? Have anyone held themselves hostage in guilt? You can say, yes, but I'm getting better. Yes, I'm releasing it. You don't have to cry. Susan says she's crying because she's held herself hostage before. Yes, you're getting better. That's good. Release it, release it, release it. You don't have to hold yourself hostage. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. And now that you know better, you will do better. You can't pay back, but you can always pay forward. You can't pay back, but you can always pay forward. So what can you do now in honor of what you've learned? What can you do now better, now that you've grown and you've evolved and you're wiser and you're smarter and you're kinder and you have more love in your heart? Now we get to see the best of you. Let's focus on those things. Just like the book of life says, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, think on these things. Don't beat yourself up. Don't put yourself through that abuse. We don't need to accept abuse from anyone else, but we also need to stop abusing ourselves. So that's why it's time to detox. So we got to detox those toxic thoughts that are holding you back, toxic thoughts that are cheating you from your peace. Put peace in the comments. Peace. It's time to detox. Peace, peace, peace. You're claiming your peace right now in this moment as you forgive yourself, as you celebrate yourself, and as you love yourself. You deserve peace. All right. The other thing is your space. Let's talk about space. Hey, don't get sensitive. I know this could be a challenge for some people because we have people that are pack rats and we think about it. We want to go shopping every weekend. We want to bring all these stuff home. And so I thought about it one day. I said, wait a minute, most people go and pick up something every weekend. It's 52 weekends in the year, right? That's a lot of stuff. If you get 2 or 3 things a weekend, you're going to have, and then just multiply that by the year, multiply that by 2 years. So I started being very conscious of, you know what, I get to bring something home new once a month, and I got to make sure it's something real good. Because I am not going to be bringing all this clutter and just clogging up space. And how many of you know that when you clear your space, when you purge the unneeded clothes and you purge the unneeded items and the things that you've been just holding on for nostalgic purposes, when you release it and let it go and you allow the space to breathe, it's so much more peaceful and beautiful and tranquil. So look around and see, do I really need this? Do I really want this? Is this something, does this serve a purpose? When's the last time I used it? When's the last time I touched it? And am I open to releasing it to its highest good and giving it to someone that may be a blessing to? So look at your space and see what you have in your space that you no longer need, that you can let go of. Let me hear you say, let go. Put that in the text. Let go, let go, let go. That saying that Dad says all the time, let go or be dragged. Let go or be dragged. There are things that you are holding on to that are dragging you, that are holding you back, that are too heavy, and it's just not worth it. Let it go. All right. So that takes us also to the social media, right? social media, really media, the television, anything that can be occupying your mind. So I have a timer on my social media so that I know that when I have exceeded an hour, once I'm over an hour, I'm basically on social media punishment. I am no longer allowed to partake. And it seems like that hour just breezes by and feels like 15 minutes, but it's no longer serving me after that. There's so many things that I want to learn. There's so many thoughts that I want to be able to capture. You know, when you think about the root word of prayer, I think in the Aramaic form, it means it's not where you just show up to prayer with a whole Santa Claus list of things that you want from God. It's really the Aramaic version. I think they said it breaks down to setting your mind like a trap so you can capture the thoughts of God, right? How many of us should be capturing the thoughts of God and utilizing that time to really bathe in the silence and to really fortify our faith and to renew our spirit and renew our mind and be transformed, be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. All of these things we can be doing, and we're on the television, or we're being captivated and pulled in from one TikTok to the next, or one Instagram to the next, one Facebook to the next, whatever your drug of choice is. The bottom line is release it. Don't allow yourself to have it where it's dominating you. And it's really something that we have to be consciously conscious of as really the leaders that we are designing ourselves to be. And so there are things that are going to pull at you, and that are going to want your attention and want your mind and want to really control and manage your thought process. But it's up to you to understand that you get to dictate where your thoughts are. You get to dictate where your mind and attention is. And so giving yourself the best of what you need at all times. So I don't know who I'm talking to. You guys don't have to stop being in the comments, but I know this is an ouch section, but I need you to really think about cutting some of that social media time in half and think about what are the beautiful, powerful, wonderful things you can do with that time. There's a relative that would love to hear the sound of your voice. There's someone in your family that needs to get some quality time with you. There's someone that may need a word of encouragement from you, or someone that just needs to be able to share a laugh with you. There's so many things that you can do when you begin to be more conscious of how you invest your time and why you're here and living out your purpose in a powerful way. So be very specific about which areas of your life you want to detox. And also, once you identify that, come up with really cool, nice, fun ways, innovative ways to purge the things that you get to purge and to release the things that you get to release. And also, in closing, I want to share with you the importance of holding on. You've got to hold on to your commitment and hold on to the vision of who you can become and what is actually going to do for you and those that you love. So if you don't hold on to the vision, oftentimes it will begin to take over again. You'll start to notice more clutter. You start to see yourself in the line at the fast food place, ordering the number 2 or the 12 or the 13, instead of going home and making that healthy salad, instead of going home and juicing some organic vegetables, instead of going home and getting some herbal tea and pulling out your zenith and really getting in the zone with who you are and where you are growing into. This is your magnificent moment in time. And so I want you to honor every breath that's in your lungs. I want you to honor the gift of life that you've been given. I want you to honor the fact that you have the opportunity to purge and to detox your life and recreate your life right now in this very moment. No one else can do it for you but you. It's up to you to do it, and you deserve it. You deserve the greatest version of yourself, and the world is waiting on it. And now is the time more than ever, because when we see all of the seeming darkness, what the world needs now more than ever is your light. And no one can shine your light in the way that you can shine your light. And so what we're talking about when we talk about this journey of detox is being able to shine your light brighter and make a greater impact. And to do that with a sense of urgency, taking no moments for granted, because all we have is this moment. That's why they call it the present. All right, so we love you and we celebrate you. And we want you to keep shining, keep shining, keep shining. Put shine in the comments, shine, 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 shine your light. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We love you. Blessings, blessings, and we appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ona. Everyone have a blessed night and a great week ahead, and we'll talk to you soon.
Good night.